ಹರೇ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಹರೇ ಸರ್ವೋತ್ತಮ ವಾಯೋ ಜಯವೋತ್ತಮ ಮೂಲ ರಾಮೋ ವಿಜಯತೆ. Om Sri Raghavendraya Namaha. Dear devotees, Namaskara. Sri Manmula Ramastu Manmade Mula Maha Samsthana Mantralaya Sri Rama Ramadi Satyame Jayanti Na Anruta. Om Sri Raghavendraya Namaha. Background. The story of the great and divine friendship between Sri Krishna and Sudama is described in Mantralaya 2030, highlighting the depth of devotion, humility, and the boundless grace of Lord Sri Krishna. For those who cannot read a detailed article, this article explores the divine friendship between Sri Krishna and Sudama, beautifully captured in Sri Purandaradasa Sudamana Adu. As a student of Guru Santipini, Sudama once ate poha without sharing it with Krishna, a small act that later shaped his life of hardship. Years later, in desperation, he sought Krishna's help, leading to a heartwarming reunion that highlights the power of karma, devotion, and selfless love. Stay tuned as we delve into this timeless story through Sudamana Hadu. Sudama is known as Kuchela. Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Master of the multiverse, humbled himself to become a student of Guru Santipini. Though he is omnipotent, omnipresent, and the source of all knowledge, he chose to embody the role of a student to teach humanity the profound significance of education and the reverence one must have for a guru. His divine actions serve as a timeless lesson, emphasizing that even the most enlightened beings must honor the path of learning and the guidance of a teacher. In this serene ashram of Guru Santipini, two young boys, Sri Krishna and Sudama, grew up together as classmates. Sudama, finding comfort and support in Krishna's presence, often relied on him for guidance and assistance. Though this bond of trust, companionship, their friendship blossomed into a deep and divine connection that would stand the test of time. One day, Guru Santipani assigned a task to his students, including Sri Krishna and Sudama. He instructed them to venture into the dense forest and gather firewood, a common duty in those times, as students were responsible for collecting wood for the sacred fire used in daily prayers and rituals. Before they set out, the Guru's wife, known for her kindness and maternal affection towards the students, approached Sudama with a small bundle of flattened rice, poha, avalaki in Kannada. Her eyes were filled with warmth as she gently placed it in the hands and said, "Keep this with you, my child. If it rains, you might feel cold and hungry. This will give you strength. Share it with your friends, and most importantly, do not forget to share it with my dear Sri Krishna." Sudama clutched the bundle closer to his heart and nodded in gratitude. The thought of carrying something given with such love made him feel a sense of responsibility. As they stepped into the forest, the cool breeze whispered through the trees, and the rustling leaves seemed to hum the divine play that was about to unfold. As the students were busy collecting firewood, the sky suddenly turned dark. As thick clouds gathered overhead, within moments heavy rain began to pour, soaking the forest and making it hard for them to continue their task. The once calm surroundings became loud and restless, with thunder rumbling and lightning flashing across the sky. Looking for shelter, the students spotted a tall tree and quickly climbed up to escape the cold and pouring rain. Sudama, being quick and light, climbed to the highest branch, hoping to stay dry. Below him, Sri Krishna and his elder brother Balabhadra sat on the lower. branches, calmly watching the rain drench the forest. The rain continued to pour heavily, drenching the forest and leaving the students shivering on the branches of the tall tree. Hours passed, and the cold wind made it even harder to endure. Sudama, perched on the highest branch, felt his stomach growl with hunger. That's when he suddenly remembered the small bundle of poha, flattened rice, the Guru's wife had lovingly given him before they left. Carefully he untied the cloth and peered inside. The sight of the dry, comforting poha filled him with relief. Glancing around to make sure no one was watching, he slowly took a handful and put it in his mouth, chewing quietly, trying not to make a sound. But Sri Krishna, even in the middle of the storm, noticed everything. His sharp eyes caught the faint crunching noise. With a playful smile, he called out, Sudama, what are you eating? Startled, Sudama nearly choked. His heart pounded as he quickly tried to hide the bundle. In a nervous voice, he stammered, No, no, I'm not eating anything. My teeth are just chattering because of the cold. Krishna looked up at him and smiled knowingly, but said nothing more. Meanwhile, Sudama, thinking he had escaped unnoticed, continued to eat until there was nothing left. After a while, the storm paused and the students carefully climbed down from the tree. The sun peeked through the clouds, casting a warm glow over the rain-washed forest. They gathered their firewood and began walking back to the ashram. As they walked, Krishna suddenly turned to Sudama and asked, Sudama, where is the poha? I am feeling hungry now. Sudama froze in his tracks. His face turned pale and he lowered his eyes, unable to meet Krishna's gaze. Guilt twisted inside him as he assisted. Finally, in a soft voice, he confessed, Forgive me, Krishna. I was so hungry that I ate it all by myself. Krishna did not look angry. Instead, he smiled gently and said, Sudama, food is meant to be shared. When we share, happiness grows. But when we keep everything for ourselves, we lose more than we gain. At that moment, Sudama did not fully understand the weight of Krishna's words. But as the years passed, life taught him the lesson to its own way. He grew up to be a poor man, struggling to feed his family, barely making ends meet. Through this simple yet powerful incident, Sri Krishna revealed a great truth. Our actions, whether good or bad, always return to us. True joy does not come from hoarding what we have, but from sharing selflessly with others. Years passed, and the fate led him into a life of hardship and poverty. Sudama constantly chanted the name of Sri Krishna, immersing himself in devotion and surrendering his life to the Lord. Later, Sudama found himself seeking help from the very friend of whom he had once denied a handful of poha. In the next episode, we will delve into the heartfelt reunion between Sudama and Sri Krishna, a story beautifully captured in Sri Purandaradasa's marvelous devotional song, Sudamana Hadu. Stay tuned and we'll explore the depth of their friendship and the boundless grace of Sri Krishna. The devotion towards Sri Raghavendra Tirtharu is the ultimate truth and is the most simple and effective way to reach Sri Hari. Nambi Kettavarillavo a Gurugala. Those who have complete faith in this Guru will never be disappointed. Sri Raghavendra Tirtha Gurupyo Namaha. Thank you. Bye bye.